This process is like magic in terms of manifestation. When you do this work and you do these 7 qualities and systematically employ them and practice them, you can create the most amazing things. Today, we're going to cover the 7 tenets of infinite power. Now, I know that sounds extraordinary, and it is, because over the last 20 years, I've been scouring the planet, working with the best teachers, doing all kinds of crazy stuff in the personal growth world to understand how I could unleash and unlock my greatest potentials in this lifetime. And I've really tapped into something with these 7 qualities that I'm about to explain. And in fact, over the coming weeks on my YouTube channel and in other areas, I'm going to be sharing much more detail about how to embody and enact these 7 qualities, because I really believe that they represent a recipe for living to our highest potential. And why not, by the way? We are living in a world that is so disrupted right now. There is so much chaos, so much anxiety, so much fear out there. As a coach, I've never been inundated with so many people coming to me asking for assistance. They want to know what to do. My answer right now is to go internal. Real change happens from the inside out. And these 7 qualities represent a spectrum of change that you have access to in this moment. And they were born out of this idea that I wasn't sure how to act and be. I would read something like Eckhart Tolle's The Tower of Now and get completely excited about just being in the present moment. Just be in the now. Don't worry about the future. Don't worry about healing. Don't worry about money. Just be in the present moment. But then I found that that wasn't really that realistic for me. And then I started to get really big on clarity and helping people get clarity, helping myself get clarity. The question of, what do I really want for the future? It's very different than being in the present moment. Really envisioning, what is my most idyllic life like? What is my work like? What is my relationships like? What are my adventures like? It's a beautiful practice that is at the core of what I do, but it's very different than being present. Or I would get sidetracked with just being appreciative and being in gratitude and celebrating this short little life we have. Another beautiful quality, right? We all know the benefit of being in gratitude, being in appreciation in every single moment. But it's different slightly than being in the present moment. And it's also different than getting clarity and thinking about the future. So what these 7 qualities really are the result of my own exploration about how to live with variation on the spiritual path. Meaning that right now, the way that I orient my day is I'm usually trying to be, or I usually find myself in one of these 7 qualities. Sometimes I'm thinking about the future. Sometimes I'm just being in the present. Sometimes I'm being appreciative, but it gives me the ability to be in variation as I scroll through my days. And what I would love for you to do is get out a pen and paper and really take notes on these 7 qualities, because what you'll find is that some of them are really strong for you and others might be a little bit weaker. Now, the way that I teach this outside of here on YouTube is I also provide meditations for each quality that allow you to ground them into your subconscious mind. It's really important to ground these qualities in, really open up those pathways at a deep level so that way you can start experiencing the results. And results happen. This process is like magic in terms of manifestation. When you do this work and you do these 7 qualities and systematically employ them and practice them, you can create the most amazing things. And I have hundreds of people that I've helped do that, but you and I are here right now. And I would love for you to be present in this video. And over the coming weeks and months, I'm going to share a lot more about all of these qualities and how to employ them and practices and ideas, because my goal is to help you and as many people as I can in this crazy moment in time, find your purpose, find your energy, find your life, find your light, so that way you can look back at the end, hopefully in a long time from now, and feel as if you've left it all on the table, that you went for it in your lifetime, that all of your greatest talents and gifts were explored. And yes, you might have failed. Yes, you might have fallen flat on your face. Yes, you've had problems, but you got back up and you went for it. And you literally did everything that you could to be your best self in this lifetime. That is what this is really about. And that's what infinite power really is to me. So without further ado, let's get to the 7 qualities. So the first is clarity. Now, I always start with clarity because I found it so beneficial to take a moment in time or even a week of your life and spend it getting really clear about what your most exciting future can look like. I call it the magnetic North Star, meaning that when you do this, it creates a North Star about your life, your relationships, your health, your adventures, your energy. And it becomes magnetic because once you put that out there, it does something to the internal system, to your consciousness, to your heart, where you're like, yeah, like that is something. And when I coach people to get clarity, this light comes on, like this energy comes back in, and it's beautiful. And we gotta start with energy. You need to be excited about your future. That's the fastest way to get rid of all the doubt, rid of all the, look what's going on in the world and all the chaos and all the fear and all that's out there, is by having excitement about your future. We always begin with clarity. The second quality is presence. Now, I mentioned Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now, deeply impactful for me. And I've ingested that book now 7 times over the last 6 months. And I spent a lot of time just being in the now, just being here, right in this moment, without worrying about anything else. And it is a beautiful practice. And it goes deep because we begin to become the observer to our experience. And we begin to be able to separate the ego, the running mind, the chatterbox, from just being here now in the present moment. And that leads us into our third quality, which is a deeper experience of presence that I call witnessing. And this is the place that you can heal so much of your life. You can heal your past. You can heal your future. You can heal your relationships in the right now. And the practice of witnessing entails body awareness. Like really being in the body, particularly when you are triggered. So oftentimes I will practice witnessing when I am frustrated or angry or feeling really withdrawn. And I will go and I will sit and I will allow myself to just feel what that experience is like. And I'm going to give you an example of witnessing here, that I was teaching this to a group and then I went back into my house and I was sitting in meditation and my wife and my daughter were sitting at the table. And my wife was triggered that night, to be honest. She was really frustrated about some really real things that we have going on in our life. And I'm sitting there in meditation and she's just pinging me. It was like zinging me about stuff. And I'm just trying to sit. And then she said something that really triggered me. And I could feel this immense wave of anger and frustration. I'm a fiery guy and I could feel it coming up. And I wanted to destroy her, the house. I wanted to make her wrong, make myself right. Yet here I am in meditation. And here I am also teaching this practice. And so I said to myself, this is your opportunity to practice, Todd. Sit with this energy. And I allowed myself the opportunity just to feel these waves of rage come through my body without reacting to them. Meaning, what I would have done in the past was scream and yell and do stuff. Here, I allowed myself just to sit. My friends, this is the greatest superpower that you have access to right now, is just to fully observe the emotional and mental roller coaster ride that you go on without reacting. This is the superpower, and I call it witnessing. And I have a meditation that helps people do this, but it's a really powerful and healing practice that has literally changed my life from the inside out and so many others. Now, the fourth practice is something that I call inception. And this is going into your subconscious mind and incepting a new series of beliefs deep into the porous space of your subconscious. These are not affirmations. This is opening up to the place where you infuse ideas into the very core of the emanation of your beliefs. You want to change your life? Change cause. Don't work on effects. Go to the cause. The moment when beliefs start to form, what I found in coaching people through this process is that we all tend to have a core orientation, a core set of fears or worries or concerns that emanate very quickly from energy into thought. It's almost like an instant thing. It's an energy and then thought. And when you start playing with witness, the last quality, into inception, you can infuse a new set of beliefs deep into that space. This is all working out for me. Everything is perfect. Everything is absolutely unfolding the way that it is. And by the way, it is. You're sitting here right now watching this video with me on a phone, on a computer. Like, you're here. You have this life. You have this opportunity. And we literally start to change ourselves from the inside out to really understand that we have this precious life and that it's here in the now. And we infuse these beliefs deep into the core of our being. Absolutely game-changing to do this. Then we go to the 5th quality, which I call alchemy. So these first 4 qualities are very internal, but now we go into the external and we start playing with our relationships. We start to treat the world as we want to be treated. The golden rule. We start to do unto others as you want to have done unto yourself. But we really start to be generous. We really start to give people and to help people at a very different place, because we begin to realize that everything that we're experiencing on the outside is merely perception of what's happening on the inside. We do the internal work and we do the external work. And that means, how do we speak to people? How do we communicate? How do we think about them? One of the things that I found in practicing alchemy is at night, I would have these scripts running in my head that were very negative around other people. They were judgmental thoughts. They were hurtful thoughts even. And I was like, wow, like alchemically, I am thinking very negatively around people. And so I would start to change that. And I would literally call those people I was thinking these negative thoughts about, and I would ask them if they needed my help. And it's so game-changing to start playing with alchemy as a quality that will change the very fabric of your being. The next quality, number 6, is purpose. We all want purpose. That's the whole point of this. You want to live to your highest purpose. And in the 6th quality, we bring back clarity. Okay, so we actually get back in touch with our vision, and purpose is very tactical. Okay, we start to make a game plan. What do I need to do? This isn't just about feeling good and like being in the moment and being present and being clear. My work is about game planning. Like tactically speaking, how can you now take this new level of awareness that is in your body, this new level of thought and rigor and excitement about your life, your new relationships that are being healed all over the place, your new power being present in the witness. And now what do you need to do with your work? What do you need to do with your relationships? How do you now go out there and make a plan? And this is so important. Something that's really separate from the spiritual practice, like making a tactical game plan. But how can it not be? Like that's why we're all here. So I bring in this quality as purpose, very, very importantly at this point in time. And we really start to make things happen, which is why magic happens when people do this process with me. The last quality, number 7, is all about celebration. Okay, and this is the appreciation, this is the gratitude. I like to call it celebration, meaning that, man, this life is so short. We are here now. I often have people visualize who their great-great-great-great-grandparents were 4 greats ago. And no one has any idea. Sometimes there's one person like, oh, I know who they are. But for the most part, we don't know who they are. And they lived 150 years ago. And they all had the same thing that we have. They had this little life. They had their little challenges, their money, their relationships, their health. They came and went, just like we will. And it wakes us up to the truth that this life is precious and it's short and it's meant to be celebrated. And so these 7 qualities, when you play with them consistently, are absolutely game-changing, which is why I'm such a stand for this. This notion of infinite power is this well of energy that exists in your body. And what these qualities do is systematically move through your system and release energy, release limitation, release doubt. Like I said in the beginning, I'm going to be sharing a lot more about these qualities in the coming weeks, in the coming months. If you're interested in learning more about me and my work and getting access to some of the meditations that relate to these qualities, come to my website at toddjason.com. Make sure that you subscribe here on YouTube so you can follow along, comment on my videos, because I would love to hear what you think about all this. And I would love to work with you. Like literally, I'm here to help as many people as I can. I hope that this video helps, and have a beautiful, wonderful day.